This video shows you how I change the fork oil in my Honda NC750X that applies to the CB500X as well. Here are the steps. Step 1. Loosen off the fork caps on both sides. Don't take them out, just loosen them a bit. And then the top bolts on the forks. Again, just loosen them, don't take them out. Now I remove the mudguard. 2 bolts at the front, 1 at the back on both sides, and then I can lift the mudguard out. Then I'll loosen the locking bolt on the axle, and then remove these 2 bolts and slip the brake caliper off the disc. Using a 17mm hex socket, again I loosen the axle nut. Don't take it out yet. Once the axle nut is loose, I can jack up the front of the bike so the wheel spins freely. Now I can remove the axle completely and simply roll the wheel out between the forks. Now to remove the fork, I simply loosen off the bottom bolt of the triple clamps, and then the fork just slides right out. As you can see, this is a pretty straightforward procedure. Now I can finish removing the top cap off the fork. I don't take it all the way with the socket. I finish it with my hand, as it will tend to spring up a little bit as the spring pushes it out. There's a spacer, either a steel or plastic one, and then the spring, which you can't reach, so I simply pour the oil out into a container because I want to measure it, and then the spring will slide out as well. Now if I give the fork a bit of a pump up and down, the last of the oil will come out. As I'm not doing a complete tear down and clean, I measure how much oil comes out of the fork so that I know how much to put back in again. You can see how dirty this oil is, and it's only after 24,000 kilometers. So I'm very glad that I've done the job, and I'll have to make sure I do it regularly in the future. Now some nice clean 10 weight iPone fork oil goes back into the forks. I always start the cap in the thread by hand. It's really easy to get this cross threaded to start with, so if I take my time, I get it right the first time. Now I simply follow the procedure in reverse and the job's done. And since doing this job, I've found a significant improvement in the damping of the front forks.